Okie doke. And we're all set up there as well. You got Drew coming in. All right. Hey, Drew.
I figured it out. You can't see the Zoom link on your phone. It's like all the way on the right. To figure that out.
Hey, Sharon. All right, you all. I've got to go and grab the clippy doodad for my mic. But before I go all the way upstairs to make sure that's even worth it, let me see if it works the way I expect it to. Okay, you turn on. Hey, Sally. All right.
Hey there.
Does it sound clearer? I'm like playing with this mic. Does it sound
sounds great.
Super clear? Okay.
Great.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab the attachment to this. And I think we have one on YouTube. So hello if you are on YouTube. Actually, hello if you're on YouTube. I don't know if you can hear me. Thanks for joining. We'll start in probably 2 to 3 minutes. A couple of things you might want if you have them at your disposal. A block. If you do not have blocks at your disposal, no problem. This is going to be a really fun flow in studio for sure. We are starting also in a seated position today. So you can get yourself set up, but if you need a couple more minutes as I run and grab this mic attachment, feel free to find any other postures that make you feel good and ready to go. I'll be right back.
Oh, look, is that a Siamese? Oh.
It's kitty yoga.
It's kitty yoga. Is that like what is that?
Ishtar, come here. She's a lynx tip Siamese, but she was great. Come here.
Oh.
Come say hello.
I have a soft place in my heart for Siameses.
They're very smart.
They are, and loud. Is she loud?
No, not very.
Okay.
She's never seen me do yoga before, so she's confused. Here, Sally.
She's great. Oh, look, there's another one. Oh.
Oh, look at the kitty cats. Drew, you're taking over the show.
Kitty show. Or Ishtar is.
We love a kitty show. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, I think I've got this mic attached well enough for now. Depending on how toasty I get, I might have to rearrange it. But welcome. I hope everyone's staying warm inside, safe inside, and all the good stuff on this snow day. I laugh that it was like, at least on my app, it said 0.25 inches. I didn't get that. I got like 4. So, hey, it's a great reminder and like right on par with part of this flow of like taking it as slow as possible, slowing down. And also with this flow, we will remain grounded, or let me not say mostly grounded, we'll be closer to the ground for a lot of this flow. It's not as standing posture heavy, especially for my friends who've who you guys were with me on last month's flow, that was all standing. So there will be some balancing, but not as much as last month's. So if I also have a YouTube live going at this time too. So those who have just joined, if you have 2 blocks accessible, this would be a great time to grab those. Otherwise, no problem. We will work around that. This is also the first time doing this flow in general, so we will all just roll with the punches and how it comes out. A couple of things that we'll be targeting today. We will be doing some exercises that activate the shoulders. The core will be heavily involved. We'll have some touches on the hips, both open and close. And as far as peak pose, where we're heading, we are exploring pendulum posture in this class. So those who might not be familiar, that's a reason why we would have blocks. If we don't have blocks for this, again, it's okay. We just would pretty much skip the pendulum posture. I'm going to demonstrate what that looks like first, so we can get an idea of where we go. If you have blocks, we want 2, and we want them to be the same height and to be able to be close by our hips. So those are our criteria marks here. If you have 2 different size blocks, then we also might not want to use those just because it leads to some unevenness in the shoulders. However, pendulum pose, hands go on top of the flattest part of the blocks. We tuck our knees into our chest. We're pressing up through our shoulders and pulling our legs in with the use of our lower abdominals. So we're like floating off the ground like a pendulum. And we'll be practicing forward and backwards. So I don't want to give away too much of the lead here, but that's pretty much where we're going. And then later in practice, if you have any pigeon posture variations you want to explore, that's also going to be an element here. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get ourselves started. So for today's class, we're starting in an easy seat, and there's no tricks to this. We just want to find a moment to really ground. We will have our root chakra on the earth here.
I found this on the web.
And Siri's talking to me. Anyway, we'll find our root chakra on the ground here. And take a few moments to just settle your energy, settle your breath. Some of us, all of us, are probably at home, so we might be feeling pretty comfortable. And that is a great place to start here in this flow this evening, with a level of comfort, ease, and groundedness. If you're in silence, or even if you've got commotion around you, attune to the sounds around. Just become very aware. And then see if you can purposely draw attention inward, kind of quieting the commotion of a household. Today's practice is going to start with some light pranayama. So pranayama is breath work, breath control. All we want to focus on right here and now is taking as much time as we need with our breaths. So I'll invite us to exhale, and I will be doing a 4-count breath that will move into a 5-count and 6. If you've taken another inhale, feel free to breathe again, and we'll all come back into an exhale to start. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Will increase. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Will increase. Inhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final round. Inhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the breath return, but notice if you can continue to breathe with a bit more ease and length with your inhales and exhales. We'll let our arms float up over our head. One deep breath in as they rise, taking your time. On your exhale, we'll take our arms back down, spinning at the wrists, and also setting our intention, kind of setting up our aura, this protective shield, this, especially in a house that you can't control the elements, just your area of peace. With the arms down, we'll take a deep breath in, our shoulders rise to our ears. And on your exhale, your shoulders roll back and down. We'll take 3 more. Breath in, shoulders rise when ready. Breath out, shoulders roll down and back. 2 more, taking your time. Finding that length in the inhales and exhales. Once more. Beautiful job. We'll start to find a few neck rolls here. So starting with the chin tuck, we'll roll our head over to one side, opening through the neck and taking the head back down. Keep intention through the root chakra here, through the base of your being. If you've gone in one direction a couple of times, go ahead and go in the opposite direction here. And take 3 rotations in that opposite direction. If you are practicing in silence this evening, let the breath be the pace. If you're practicing with music, just let yourself just take your own pace, a little rebel through that beat that you might be hearing. All right, at this stage, my friends, we're going to take our arms up, interlace the fingers, and bring the hands behind the head. So we want to be nice and tall here, still through the spine. You might even feel a little activity going on through the low back, like around the kidneys and the top parts of the hips. 1 breath in, nice and tall. On your exhale, we hinge over to go for your left side. I'll mirror you. We'll hold for a breath in, feel the stretch. Exhale, we bring ourselves back up. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, we hinge to the opposite side. We want to keep the root grounded. We hold through a breath in, think extended side angle. Exhale, we pull ourselves back up. 1 more round both sides. Inhale, nice and tall. Exhale, hinge to the left side. You hold for a breath in, and your exhale carries you back high. Once more, breath in, tall spine. Exhale, hinge. moving as slow as possible. Breath in, think about that extended side angle. Exhale, we pull ourselves up. Inhale, arms up overhead. On your exhale, take your hands behind you, keeping this crisscross. Most of us might be in a crisscross, maybe some of us in a padasana or a lotus posture. Either way, that's okay. We want our hands behind us, our heels of our hands firm to the ground. We'll take an inhale, and on your exhale, we're going to lift your hips up as though you're pressing your kneecaps onto the ground, and feel that stretch along the insides of the thighs, the tops of the hips, the pelvis area. We have 2 breaths here to hold. Press through the heels of the hands. There might still be some activation through the glutes. Your next inhale starts to unwind this posture. Hips come back to the ground. Beautiful job. And we extend our legs out long for a Dandasana. So Dandasana here, we'll pin the heels to the ground. I want us to think nice and tall through the spine still. Arms come up overhead. And let's take a 1 breath in here and hold through the exhale. Feel yourself still pulling upwards. On your inhale, you're going to go high, and you'll hold on the exhale, but lift your left leg off the ground. So your right heel still on the earth. 1 breath in, 1 exhale out, drop it to the earth. Other side, inhale, exhale, we lift our right heel off the ground. Notice if this leg comes up higher or lower. Hold for the breath in, and your next exhale will come down. We'll do that again, adding on. Breath in, we hold. Exhale, we lift the left heel off the ground. On this next inhale, tall spine, turn towards the left side. On your exhale, unwind through the torso and drop the heel to the ground. Hold extended mountain and your inhale. Exhale, you lift the right heel off the ground. Inhale, you're turning towards your right leg, twisting through the spine. Exhale, you unwind, drop the heel, forward fold. We let it go. This is just like a preview of what's to come later in class. So through this forward fold, just notice how the body is feeling, if there's any warmth that's building, any anticipation that's building. You might even tuck the chin, bend through the knees, and possibly sway gently side to side. We're still very much so warming ourselves up. Take 2 more breaths here. Feeling the root chakra still grounded. We'll start to work our way back up into our Dandasana. Inhale, arms come up overhead. We're not going to forget about our aura. On your exhale, drop the hands towards the sides, but ring out the wrist on the way down. Focus on the intention you're setting for your class today. We'll walk our hands yet again behind our backs, bend through the knees, preparing ourselves for a reverse tabletop. Take 1 breath in, our heels stay grounded. On your exhale, press through the heels of the hands and the feet. Lift through the hips by sending the glutes upwards, the hips go upwards, and the gaze goes high. We're still taking control of those neck muscles. We're holding for a breath in and out. 1 inhale, hold through this exhale. Drop the hips on your next inhale. Beautiful job. We move onto our backs, Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little hug here. Notice anything that's coming up, even in the first few moments of class today. If you need to rock along the tops of the hips, side to side, or possibly sway down the length of the spine. And when you're ready, we'll come into a tabletop at this stage. Hands underneath the shoulders, specifically heels of the hands under the shoulders and knees under the hips. When we get into our tabletop, feel free to move directly into a cat-cow or possibly a moment of just figuring it out, kind of gentle movements of the hips side to sides. You might even explore a gentle wrist work here. So flipping the hand one at a time or possibly both at a time, fingers facing towards the knees, both the palm and the top of the hand alternating to find the mat. And if I hadn't made it clear, especially for those who have not flowed with me at Aimwell, this month we're thinking about moving as slow as possible. We're giving ourselves this energetic reminder that winter is ahead of us. If we're in Kansas City, we already know this. Otherwise, generally we just say winter's here, slow down, but a lot of times we need practice doing such a thing. So let's find some stillness in our tabletop. If you found any movements, we'll hold for a breath in through the nose. Let the gaze go between the thumbs. Exhale through the nose. Keep the heat in the body. Transfer weight into the left hand. Your next breath in, the right arm shoots up overhead as though you're shaking a hand. Notice the weight distribution, how the body's responding. Your next inhale, left leg kicks back. Notice the lower core muscles taking a stab at turning on here. Everything fully extended, long spine. One inhale. Exhale, knee to elbow, draw in. We extend on the next inhale. We draw in on the exhale. Inhale, we extend. We make a play for tiger pose on this exhale. We switch the direction of the arm to go behind us, and we make a play for a grab of the foot. You're holding here just for a moment in and a breath out. We inhale and we start to unwind, landing back in that extension. So the arm and the leg still going opposite directions. Hold for the exhale. Notice the body rearrange. Breath in, last time. Exhale, we take hand, knee back to the ground. It's over. Okay, we'll try this on the other side. All weight into the right hand. Inhale, left arm goes overhead. Don't rush it, let the body adjust. Hold for an inhale and exhale. Inhale, we start to lift the right leg off the ground, extending it back. And again, here, notice how the muscles adjust, especially in the lower abdominal area. The spine is long, crown of the head facing the top of the left hand. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to elbow. Try to touch. Keep the gaze on one spot. Breath in, extend. Exhale, draw in, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Tiger variation on this next exhale. Rotate through the shoulder, trying to grab for the foot. It's always a little further away than you think. If you make contact, that foot presses gently into the left hand. Take one breath in here and hold through the exhale. On your inhale, you're unwinding. You're taking your time, extending leg and arm. Hold for the exhale. Notice the body adjusting. One breath in. Reset on the exhale. Beautiful job. Let's find a moment in child's pose. Our arms lengthen, our hips scoot back, and we are long through the spine here. Take an inhale. Back to tabletop. Exhale. And we are adding on just a hair. We'll tuck our toes. It's not just a hair, it's a bit. All right, we'll tuck our toes. We're floating our knees into bear pose. So bear pose, I want us to be really honest with ourselves. We want to try to go for 2 inches off the ground. I know we don't probably have rulers, but generally it's not as high up as we think it is. So be honest, keep the knees hovering off the ground. Feel the lower abdominals to draw in. We take an inhale and we hold for the exhale. We'll start with the left side. We'll take the left foot off the ground. Next inhale, we'll draw the knee towards the left elbow. On your exhale, you're trying to extend this leg out behind you. Inhale, we draw back into the elbow, foot to the ground, exhale. One more side, pick up the right foot. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, we extend. Inhale, knee to elbow, draw in. Exhale, toes to the ground, down dog. Lift up, let it go. Take a few breaths here. It's the first down dog of class. The shoulders might already be feeling a little like attacked right now. But before we move on, let's just do a quick body scan. So notice everything from head to toes, wrists and ankles, your neck and your jaw. What have you possibly been holding on to today, even through the snow day, that you just need to let go of? Let this be the time. On your next inhale, lift the right leg off the ground into a 3-leg down dog. We'll bend through the right knee, move into a scorpion posture. So we're letting gravity take hold of this right foot a little bit so that the right foot's making a dash to the left glute, kind of crossing through that plane of that imaginary plane behind us. We're holding here, just feeling that stretch through the front of the thigh. Let's take a breath in, strong through the palms. Exhale, we kick this leg back up straight and bring it back to a down dog here. We take our time moving intentionally through these movements. Inhale, left leg lifts, 3-leg down dog. We move into the scorpion on the exhale, bend through the knee. And again, gravity kind of takes hold. A lot of attention is put into the heels of the hands and the pointer finger and the thumb of your hands. Keep yourself lifted, spine staying straight. Hold for a breath in and through your exhale. Let's unwind, kicking the leg up long first and then dropping it to the ground. We'll look towards our hands, walk the feet to the top of your space. And when you get there, start to kind of pedal the legs. So we might start lifting one heel off the ground, alternating in this kickstand-like posture until you get to a point where ragdoll is all you're wanting to go after. So we're still on that train of letting things go from the day. I'm going to let go of my leg warmers and let any stress, anything that didn't work out today because of the snow, just let it roll off the back. It's over. This is where we are now. And we'll take a breath in. We'll deepen this stretch on the exhale. Roll up into Tadasana, taking your time on your next inhale. Just feel, again, the muscles adjust. The spine move through this rounded curvature to its natural curve. Weight through the heels, open up through the shoulders and the chest. Just get yourself to a spot where you're showing up as your tallest, most beautiful, strongest, most confident self here in whichever room you're standing in. Inhale, arms overhead, starting our Namaskar A series. Exhale, forward fold, let it go. Halfway lift on your inhale, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, chaturanga. This is my favorite way to warm the body here. Up dog on your inhale, the full core is engaged. Down dog lifts the hips on the exhale. Look toward your hand, top step or jump to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms lift up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Remember, it's your pace. Inhale, reset, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, breath in. Shoulders pull back and go down. Exhale, down dog. Lift your hips towards the crease of the wall and the ceiling. Look towards your hands, half step or jump to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold, exhale. Extended mountain, root to rise, inhale. Hands at heart center, exhale. One more, inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. We'll lift our right leg on this next inhale and move back into that scorpion for a moment, letting it settle through an exhale. Inhale, kick the right leg back high. Exhale, down dog. Left leg lifts on your inhale. Exhale, scorpion bends and open. Inhale, we kick high and lift. Exhale, we take that leg back to the ground. All right, we'll find ourselves in a tabletop here. And if you've got blocks, now's the time to make sure they are near. And we want to position ourselves pretty much so that our hands are at the midline of our mat space. Okay? And we want our blocks to be right on the outside of our mat at this time. So they are right in line, pretty much maybe with the midline of the hands, the base of the knuckles. And we're in tabletop. All right, we're pressing through the heels of our hands, gazing through the spot between the toes, between the fingers. We tuck our toes and move into bear pose. We find those 2 inches off the ground. One breath in, left knee into the elbow. Exhale, extend the leg out long behind you. Inhale, knee into the elbow. Exhale, toes to the ground. Inhale, right knee to elbow. Exhale, extend leg out long. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, toes to the ground. One more. Inhale, left knee in. Exhale, extend. Inhale, knee in. Exhale, toes down. Inhale, right side. Exhale, we extend the leg. Inhale, knee to elbow. Exhale, toes to the ground. Now bring knees to the earth. Blocks come closer to you and hands to the tops of the blocks. Now, this is a really ambitious pose for me to teach online for the first time for many of us. However, this is what I wrote down. And if you don't have blocks, what I want you to focus on right now is just bringing the hands to the ground and walking the knees in as much as you can. We can still do a practice pendulum by pressing the hands into the ground, lifting, think about cat pose, lifting up through the top of the back and drawing the knees in. Now, if you have the blocks, what the blocks are doing is creating more space between you and the ground. So when you get into that lifted posture, you can scoot the knees in and toes up. Where we're trying to go is bum to the ground, knees in the chest, crossed at the ankles. So we are going to try to quote land. And the land, I love it, Drew. The land doesn't have to be pretty. It's just what it is. We get there, right? So we want our heels crossed, our knees into our chest, and our arms up overhead. We're in a boat pose. All right. Our chest is lifted towards the crease of the ceiling and the wall. We're taking a breath in here. And on your exhale, start to extend the legs out in front of you. Naturally, the body's going to start going back. That's what we want. We want to come all the way down until the back comes to the earth, uncross at the ankles. Take the hands and keep them where they are. We hold for inhale. And exhale, we bring ourselves up into a Dandasana using the core alone, arms up overhead. We should be back where we have been once before. One breath in. Exhale, lift the left heel off the ground. Inhale, start to rotate towards the left side. Exhale, rotate back to center, drop the heel off the ground. Inhale, grow tall through the spine. Exhale, lift the right heel up. Inhale, we rotate towards the right. Exhale, we rotate back to center and drop. Once more. Inhale, we find a tall spine. Exhale, lift the left heel. Inhale, we rotate towards the left side. Exhale, we come back to center, dropping the heel. Last time, right side lifts on the inhale. Exhale, we rotate. Inhale, we're back at center. We come down with the heel and the exhale. Keep the arms up overhead. Deep breath in here. Exhale, hands create that aura coming down. Rotate through the wrists. Give yourself a moment to recenter. Find that Mula Bandha grounded and hands walk behind you, preparing for our reverse tabletop. Draw the heels towards the hips. We take an inhale to prepare, weight through the heels of the hands. Exhale, we lift the hips. Now we can stay here if this feels like enough. If you want to take it a step further, one breath in. Exhale, lift the left foot off the ground, bending through the left knee. Inhale, we draw the knee into the chest. Exhale, we kick out and extend. Inhale, knee draws in. Take the foot to the ground on the exhale. Right side. Inhale, right leg lifts, bend through the knee. Exhale, draw knee in. Inhale, extend through the leg. Exhale, draw the knee in. Hand our foot back to the ground. Now, I got a little fun here. It's probably not that fun. We're bending through the elbows here for a rest, a tricep dip action here. Very micro bends. We take 3 more. We're going for 5. We keep the weight in our heels, keep our hips lifted. The only thing really moving is our elbows. Take the hips back to the ground. Beautiful job. Blocks come back to the sides. We practice a reverse pendulum pose. So we bring ourselves back into our boat posture. Hands go back to the blocks. You're basically lifting yourself straight up, concaving through the chest, floating the feet back, and where we're heading from here, down dog. This is not supposed to be fluid. Your heels or your knees are going to probably find the ground. You'll lift through the hips and find this reset posture in down dog. Notice here just how the body is adjusting to these postures. Take an inhale and lift the right leg off the ground. Exhale, find scorpion. Inhale, the leg straightens. Step through low lunge on your exhale. Keep the back heel off the ground, high crescent lunge. We start to make our ascend. Take your time. It's really one of the first times in practice we've been standing for a prolonged period of time. So I want us to adjust by squeezing through the inner thighs, keeping that Mula Bandha grounded in energy, and drive all energy up through the spine. One breath in, hands come to heart center, exhale. Inhale, you're going to rotate. Think about that rotation from earlier. And exhale, you hinge for a crescent prayer twist. We want to try to hook the left elbow around the right knee. Pressure through the palms as you're twisting. When we do this twist, we're focusing on drawing the navel in towards the spine and keeping our spine long. One breath in. Start to lift on your exhale. Keep the twist, pressure through the right heel. Inhale, you untwist, so you're squaring your shoulders to the front. Beautiful job. Arms overhead on your next inhale. Warrior 2, exhale, we flip the back heel down, open up through the hip. Okay, arms come to the sides. I still had my arms up. I'm like, what's going on? That's me. All right, my friends, take an inhale here and an exhale out. Reverse your warrior inhale, right arm flips back, you're rainbowing it back. Exhale, extended side angle. Take your options with the arms. Maybe you extend both or just one. One inhale here. Exhale, pull back up. Warrior 2, think about that pull up from earlier. Straighten the right leg. We're prepping for triangle. Hips sway to the left side. Hinge into the right hip on an exhale. We're in our triangle posture. So we're still thinking about a long spine. We are opening up through the chest, and maybe my gaze goes towards the ceiling. Notice your breath. And think about those breaths from earlier in class. How far or how close are you to having your inhales match 4 counts. It's pretty hard. We've been doing a lot of moving. We'll take one breath in here. Exhale, fold the left hand down. Now, if you've got a block, now it's another opportunity to grab it. We're moving into a twisted triangle. So we're taking our left hand on the outside of the right foot. If a block is in your practice for this posture, the block is going to hug against the outer side of the right leg. And then you're extending the right arm up. We want to keep the left heel grounded, and we're finding that twist, still trying to keep the spine long and wringing our bodies out. We're holding here for a breath in and out. Breathe through it. Inhale and exhale. Fold down on your inhale. Let it go. Unwind. The chest and shoulders are square with the right leg. We'll focus on pulling the back heel off the ground. Bend through the right knee. Start to scoot the left foot closer and find a supported warrior 3. So I want you to keep the hands on the ground for this one. We're focusing on squaring the hips towards the ground. Your gaze is going towards the earth. We're staying grounded. One inhale. On your exhale, you bend through both knees, cross the left knee behind the right. We're finding a Shiva squat. It's supported. Your next inhale, press through the right heel, supported warrior 3. Kick the left leg back high. Inhale here. On your exhale, you find the supported Shiva squat. Coming down, bending through the knees. A lot of weight through that glute. Your next inhale, you lift. We've got one more. Exhale, we cross, find Shiva squat. Listen for the change. Hold here through the inhale. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Move into a Marichasana 3 prep. So what I want you to do, it's so hard to teach on camera. So what I want you to do, we're crossing at our knees behind us. My left knee is going to go on the outside of my right foot. My right foot's going to stay where it is. I'm bending through my left knee and sitting down. So my right foot is in front. My left foot is hugged up against my right glute. So how we got there was the Shiva squat, cross up the legs, spin through the knees, squeeze through the inner thighs, fold through the legs on the left side. And now we're in the foundation for the Marichasana 3. I want us to extend our arms overhead on your inhale, pulling all energy up, our diaphragm active, and the spine, or the navel towards the spine. Feel the activity through the inner thighs and the tops of the hips. Take one inhale, pull up. On your exhale, twist, opening the arms, but don't latch. Inhale, pull back up. Exhale, twist. We've done this before. Open the arms. You might even take the gaze behind you. One more. Breath in, lifting everything up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Exhale, twist. This is for the latch. So you might take the right hand behind you and just bring the left hand on the outside of the right leg. That might be where you stay. Some of us might go for a deeper twist. Gaze all the way around. Back hand still on the ground. Some of us might have it in us right now for the bind. I've got the twist. We have 2 more breaths. What I want us to focus on is pulling the right shoulder back and keeping a broad enough chest so that we can really expand and breathe in and out. You might be on your last breath in. Finish out that exhale. We'll unwind. Take your time unwinding the legs. We keep them kind of interlaced, but we're coming back into the cross at the ankles. Coming back to the cross at the ankles in a boat posture. We should be right around the midline of our mat. We'll take the arms up overhead. One breath in. Exhale, we start to lean back, extend the legs out long. We're moving into this low boat until the backs reach the ground, uncross the ankles. Heels in the ground. Your next exhale takes you back up. Dandasana. Arms up overhead. Inhale here. Exhale, left heel lifts. Inhale, we twist to the left. Exhale, we untwist, take the heel down. Inhale, right heel lifts. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, we untwist. and take the left heel down. Breath in, nice and tall through the spine. Take your aura circle here. Arms come down beside you, and you're reaching through the wrist. Nice job. Hands come behind you. Prep for your reverse tabletop round 2 or 3, depending on how you're counting. We'll take the heels to the ground. Press to the heels of the hands. 1 breath in. Exhale, we lift the glutes. Hold for a breath in. Hold for your exhale. Take your time. Inhale, left foot off the ground. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Inhale, extend the leg. You're kicking out in front of you. You pull the leg back in on the exhale, and you take the foot to the ground. One more side. Inhale, lifting the right foot. Exhale, draw the right knee into the chest. Inhale, extend the leg out long. Keep the glutes lifted. Exhale, we draw back in. Heel to the earth. Hips to the earth. Blocks to your sides. Hands to the top of the blocks. Crossing at the ankles. If you're going for your reverse pendulum, round 2, your hips are caressed by the blocks. You press the hands into the blocks and you lift straight up. And from there, you draw the knees into the chest. You're swinging. Just try to go for a grounding of the toes. I can't get those body parts out. And we meet in our down dog. So that was our first full round through the flow. I don't even know what time it is. Okay, we've got enough time for one more round. I wasn't sure how much time this one would take. Our left leg lift on your inhale. Find the scorpion on the exhale, opening through the front side. Inhale, kick the left leg high. Exhale, step through, low lunge, ground through the left heel, start to pull yourself up, high crescent lunge. Now, you might be one that's super fast and ambitious through high crescent to get there. Either way, we are going to rest here and notice. So squeezing through the inner thighs, we know we're going to need that later. Pulling up through the spine. The fingers are even involved with this energetic pull up. We take a breath in. Hands at prayer, heart center on the exhale. Inhale, we rotate the spine towards the left side. Exhale, we start to hinge down into our prayer twist, high crescent lunge. We go for the hook, the outside of the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. There is pressure in the hands as we rotate. You squeeze through the thighs. Great job, everyone. 1 breath in. Hold through your exhale. You got it, Sally. Inhale. We start to lift, keeping the rotation through the exhale. Your next inhale, square the shoulders towards the front. Lift the arms up overhead. Hold for an inhale. Warrior 2. Exhale, opening up. All right, so we're resting, quote unquote, in this Warrior 2 for a moment. Great job. Notice the breath. Inhale, we take our arms back into our reverse. Exhale, extended side angle, cartwheeling forward. Catch yourself with the obliques and extend. We hold for the inhale. And the next exhale, we're back in Warrior 2. Beautiful job. Straighten through the left leg. Hips cocked to the right side. And an exhale carries you triangle down into the left hip. Beautiful job. Okay, so knowing that, these are kind of our peak standing postures, focus on all the muscles that are becoming active here. The inner thighs still to keep that spread through the thigh or through the legs. The arms as they expand in different directions. 1 breath in, and we're going to fold the right arm down. We're making our way to our twisted triangle. Notice my back foot does not move. I'm going to keep my back heel grounded. I cross my right foot, my right hand in front of my left leg and cross it towards my left ankle. I then start to rotate like the rotation we have been doing until I can extend at some point my left arm above me. I have 2 breaths here. Your inhale, you begin to unwind. Square the shoulders to the front leg, rotate the right heel off the ground. So to step the right foot up, supported warrior three. So we fly this back leg. We want to keep there some activity through the low back here. Take a breath in. Shiva squat on your exhale. Bend through both knees, crossing the right leg behind the left. Inhale, you come up, warrior three. Exhale, Shiva squat. Inhale, warrior three. Exhale, Shiva squat. Last time, breath in, warrior three, we lift. Listen for the change. Exhale, Shiva squat, but we prepare ourselves for Marichyasana, three. And what that means is I bend through my right knee and I take my right heel towards my left glute. Now I'm going to keep my left foot in front, and now I squeeze through really my pelvic area. Again, sending a lot of attention to the Mula Bandha. That's where that center starts. Then we drive energy upwards and eventually lift our arms overhead. So all energy driving upwards, our legs are active. One inhale, grow tall. Exhale, you twist now to the left side. Keep the arms open. Inhale, we draw up. Exhale, we twist. Inhale, we draw up. Exhale, we twist and hold. So you find where your hold makes sense. Maybe this side, the left hand comes down, possibly the shoulders like the bind. In a lot of our power classes, we have been practicing Gomukhasana or cow face arms, which really help. You might think about the birds of paradise wrapping around the whole thigh. One breath in, draw up through the spine, hold through the exhale. Begin to unwind here. Beautiful job. And we'll unwind through the legs. We'll find ourselves back in a Dandasana. Legs out long, spine nice and tall. Great. Butterfly. Heels come together, knees bend, we open through the hips, and you have some options here in butterfly. So you can interlace the fingers and wrap them around the toes. This is a nice option if you really want to pull in and draw the shoulders back and like to stay nice and tall. I use this really as like my conduit towards my next option, which is to start to bend through the elbows on the inside of the thighs, keeping the spine long for as long as you can, and hinging down, possibly bringing nose close or to the toes. Rest here for 3 breaths and just notice the energy that you're carrying at this point. At the close of your 3rd exhale, lengthen the spine. Draw the feet out a little bit in front of you, but not too far. We want to keep the feet on the ground and bend through the knees. We'll take our arms overhead here. So finding that tall spine, 1 breath in. And your exhale, take both knees to the right side as you find this rotation through the hips and the torso. You'll find a flow here. An inhale might reset you, and an exhale, you'll twist to the other side. Now, we'll spice this up, and if you're here for a little spice now, you can grab your blocks, keep them overhead with you, and this is going to be so fun in class with the cork blocks. I love it, right? So we want to focus here also on not finding like, what am I trying to say? Keep the back tall if you can. So trying to say the low back likes to dump are just kind of find this concave shape. So you find this openness through the hips. We want to keep the tall spine. Take about 2 more rounds, both sides. And we'll rest with the arms at our sides and in a Dandasana for a moment. So we're heading into the close of our class. Before we get there, we'll take our breath in, arms overhead, fold forward on your exhale, letting yourself just go inward for a moment. Begin to walk the hands towards the hips, flip the legs around. We'll make our way into a down dog. The right leg lifts on your next inhale and half pigeon exhale. So draw the right knee in and place the right heel on the left side of the mat somewhere. You will start to rearrange your body, and the main thing we want to focus on for our half pigeon is to keep the hips facing forward. We certainly don't want to send all weight into the right hip or even make this semi left hip experience. We want all weight to be evenly distributed through both of the hips. So this might also mean finding a block and stuffing it underneath the right glute if it is at the right height, or keeping the hands on the ground. We have a lot of variations for pigeon. Pigeon is one of those poses that can take us to very far places or to very restful places. So within this flow, this could be an opportunity to explore a different variation, such as a mermaid or a king pigeon if you are here for that. Both of those would start by doing a hamstring curl to bring the left heel towards you. And you'll take the left arm and grab for the foot. So think about that tiger variation from earlier. And depending on just the tightness of that that left quad, you might have a lot of places to go, and you might get stuck like I am right now. Also, my blocks are a little too tall to stabilize my hips, so it wouldn't be wise for me to go much further, rather than just to keep my hands on the ground. Either way, my friends, you've got another 6 breaths in your pigeon variation. If you want a more restful variation, you might bend through the elbows and take the head closer to the ground, even resting it on the hands or the mat. And everything is pretty full circle, so we might be even coming back to that, oh, there's chaos around, or there's just noises that I can't control, and I'm in my house. Notice those, and then try to find that inward peace and focus on the pace of your breath or the pace of your heartbeat. And like we were doing in class, you might start with a 4 count up and down with those inhales and exhales, and move to a 5 or a 6 count breath as well. We'll begin to make our way out of a pigeon. So either variation that you've taken, take the hands to the ground, tuck the back toe, meet in a 3-leg down dog. So pulling the right leg up and kicking it high, just for a moment of reset. Sometimes it does feel nice to move into that scorpion from earlier, just a straight opposite stretch of the leg. And when ready, ground through the right foot. And let the left leg extend up over the back and move into your half pigeon from there. So taking the left heel towards the right side of the mat. Each side is like a new day, so don't assume it's going to feel the same or you need the same props here. We want to give our bodies time, similar to earlier in practice, to really familiarize all the muscles, the tendons, the ligaments with where things are at now. And if you've taken a moment to reach for that back leg, you might just again notice how tight that hamstring, I keep wanting to call the quad the hamstring, but how tight the quad is. Also the top of the thigh, the hip flexors, very active in a lot of those bow postures, drawing the knee in. So just keep that in mind. Don't be too hard on yourself. Maybe one time you did have this. Guys, I used to be able to like reach all the way back and it's so pretty. It's just been a long time. So at this point, if you've taken that variation, you can stay there or you make your way to a more restful variation for the final 5 breaths of this pigeon practice. Let's start to move back into our down dog. Hands find the mat, tuck the toes on the right side. We'll lift our hips, lift their left leg. You might kick it high for that 3-leg down dog. Find the scorpion yet again. And we want to make your way down. So down dog to tabletop to dandasana to backs on the mat. That might be your progress here. Let's see what time check we're at. We are at 7:30 on the 1 minute after. So I invite you to take the next few moments for Shavasana. Otherwise, if you're needing to jet out, this would be the right time to do so. If you're moving into Shavasana, I'll hold space here for the next few moments and sign us off. That way, if you would like to stay in your Shavasana, you're more than welcome to have your evening on your mat. As you begin to find a restful breath, that being one that isn't held by your control, one that is soothing and grounding, you might then let the mind wander to just how this practice felt, what you learned, how the body has responded, how you might have been responding to change today in class, how you have managed expectations. And there's no judgment in this space, why I love it so much. It's just time for honest, open feedback, and then an opportunity for you to sit with it. At this time, if you are desiring to come out of Shavasana, this would be your opportunity to make any small adjustments, movements to the body. You might control the breath a bit more, deeper, more intentional inhales and exhales. And make your way into the fetal position. From here, you'll sit up into an easy seat and we'll give ourselves a moment just to prepare for whatever the rest of the evening has in store for us. A tall spine, shoulders pulled back and core engaged. We're pretty much ready for anything. Your next inhale will take the arms up overhead, reaching for peace, patience, and joy. Hands seal at the top, and exhale, find hands at heart center to reclaim balance. I offer you the reminder that you're doing the best you can on this journey, and the light in me sees and honors the light in you with love and grace. Namaste.
Namaste.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you all had a great time with that one. Kind of hard to translate everything onto online. So, but I will see you all on Wednesday, hopefully. Oh, Sally, you have a friend. Hello, friend.
I got dogs and kids.
Dog and friend. I love it. All right, you all. Well, have a great night. I'll see you on Wednesday if you're in class. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, thanks so much.
Yep.